You can barely move 10 meters on Kampala streets without meeting a child carrying a basket of mangoes or sweet bananas on their head and others picking empty bottles to sell for a living. They do this to supplement their family income. This is child labor, but their children have an option. Some of these children had families after their parents passed away. Such orphaned children have no relatives to assist them and are forced to provide for their young siblings. But others run away from home for various reasons, like parents who mistreat them, and they end up making a living on the street.
People cannot manage anymore, maybe to look after their children, and once they fail to pay for them school fees, they let them go.
Up to 20% of children in Uganda aged 6 to 17 have lost at least one of their parents to HIV, AIDS and conflict. This leads to a greater burden on extended family relatives who are more often than not already struggling to feed and educate their biological children. Child labor, whether with or without the consent of the parents, is a violation of rights of the children to live fully as a child without adult responsibilities. We engaged a number of people on Kampala streets for their perception on children working to earn a living, and the responses were diverse.
Nga yo oyina okukola kuba kati nze sina wensula wa muntu nti wa wano wennaava.
Nze nandibanga njagala ngende ku ssomero nsome kubanga sirina bakunsomesa.
Nonda bishupa nentunfuna sente.
In Africa, the concept of child labor is not as clear-cut as in Europe or the West generally. It's not uncommon to find children working alongside their parents as a form of learning by doing. It's actually a pride of the community.
Kyalibadde kituufu ddala nga ffe abazadde okukolera abaana ne tubateeka mu mbeera ennungi, naye abaana abo ffe nnyini abantu abakulu tulina busobozi.
Omwana ayinza okubeera waawo nga talina mwakirizi kugamba abamu amusapolinga ku ssomero.
Child labor could have a negative impact on the children, especially if they are not in the home setting. They can use the money to buy drugs, which will have a negative impact on the children's behavior. In homes, many children, especially girls, work as house helps, with some being victims of child trafficking and bonded by debts to their employers. They work long hours on meager pay with very little rest and are also exposed to hazards while being verbally, physically and sexually. It has been providing the free universal primary and secondary education programs for at least 10 years now. But parents cover other dues like school development fees and scholastic materials plus uniforms. This cost may be unaffordable to many Ugandans living below the poverty line, creating negative impacts such as loss of the value of these children before their parents.
It is just 9:30 a.m. These kids are on the streets looking for money. But at this time, at this tender age of theirs, they are supposed to be at school. But what has the government done to reduce this vice? Join me tomorrow as I bring you government's effort to reduce this vice. Nabakoza Lydia, NBS Television.